Dear Maya, oh my goodness. So I think something I've battled my entire life is just the need to be right, the want to be right. As I've grown up a little bit, I feel like I don't, it doesn't give me really a sense of pride or joy, and I don't really think it ever did. It just was some kind of protection matter because if somebody just said I was right, then the conversation could end and I didn't have to fight or keep going or feel or keep thinking, I guess. I think as I'm getting older, I'm understanding what actually comes with being right. And sometimes when you have a conversation with somebody and it's about maybe, let's just take example A. You're talking to somebody that you love and you're telling them that you really, really wish that they would take their health a little bit more serious. And maybe you give them small examples to start taking steps. It's not like a one and done, cold turkey kind of thing. It's just taking small steps to become the best version that you are, that you believe in them to be. You've seen them in your whole life and you just want them to be better for themselves. After you're done talking and trying to make yourself heard and make a statement and I don't know, not even a statement. You just want to be heard. You just want them to take you serious. And after all of that, they tell you, yeah, you're right. That does nothing for me. I don't take joy in being right. I suppose in that moment, I don't necessarily have any kind of checklist because it's not something that somebody can easily fix, if we're talking about health. I'm not going to just watch them and after I say that, they're going to go run 5 miles or they're going to just take everything out of their fridge and replace it with healthy things or something. It's not an instant fix, but I think part of me wants it to be. Part of me wants to just physically see somebody in that example just do something, This whole you're right and then period ends it. And I don't want it to be ending. I want it to be ongoing. And I think that it's gotten really hard with these kind of situations where I'm talking to somebody and maybe they do say, you're right. Maybe because they do want the conversation to end too and they don't want to. Maybe it's personal and it hits them in a different way and they don't want to move forward with it. But it's just something that you kind of understand. And maybe it's me, maybe it's me not being able to communicate in correct ways. But I think it's also very hard when you know that somebody that you're talking to is just so capable. They have so much love and endurance of possibilities in their life, but they're just so close-minded where they think they've already peaked, it won't get any better from here. They're very negative. They center themselves in old activities where they think like, I've always done this. I'm just going to always do this. It's so hard to try to get somebody to maybe change their mind about themselves. And you can't, right? You can't change somebody's mind about themselves. But I think it's so hard when you see the potential, when you see the absolute potential, because I think we have to look at key moments in our life where maybe we thought we were the best versions of ourselves. So maybe it was when we were like 20s and we were on a sports team and we were really athletic and we had all the girls or guys and everybody was just kind of oohing and ahhing over us. And we really enjoyed that, right? And then you get to be in your 30s and 40s and 50s and you're like, oh, well, those were the golden years, in my 20s. And I'm never going to be able to get back to that. So therefore, I can't even achieve anything like that. Therefore, I won't even try to do what's best for me in the age that I'm in right now. And obviously that looks different for everybody because everybody has different levels of health needs and they're at different places, right? Whether it's health or working conditions or living conditions. Maybe you have a space situation where you can't work out as much at home and you're embarrassed to go to the gym. It's neither here nor there, but I just think that it's hard for people to just kind of be in the moment of, I'm here right now. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not going to go back to there because I can't. Mentally, I can, but I don't want to mentally be stuck there because I'm right here. And I think this has a very deeper meaning for me, and I'm not going to talk too much about personal details on this matter because it's something I'll probably just start crying about. I just hope that my loved ones know that when I speak and I say things and maybe give ideas or maybe give out a little bit of advice or things that maybe worked for me, it's not because I think you're horrible at what you're doing or you're doing it all wrong. It's not like that at all. In fact, it's very maybe selfish of me to even kind of give some kind of direction. But the only reason I'm trying to give direction isn't to be right. It's so I can see the people that I love just succeed and to push through life in the most beautiful way. Not to be hurting, not to be sad, not to be in pain. And so when I put myself out there, and it's very scary sometimes when you're telling somebody that you look up to, telling somebody that without telling them because you're a little scared, just telling them, but just that you love them so much and you don't want to see them suffer, and that they have it in themselves to be better for themselves. And every time you think of them, I think it's best to just send them all the good energy that you have to send them. And for me, things like this really come in waves because I keep using the word potential and maybe even greatness. I see so much greatness and potential in some of my loved ones that don't see it in themselves anymore. Or maybe just, I have somebody who I'm thinking about right now too, who's in their 30s, and it just baffles me because I just believe that they have completely settled and that maybe that's what they want. From the view over here, I see so much untapped energy and untapped adventure, untapped everything within them. And I just think to myself, you seriously got this. You're so smart. You're so brave. You just need to turn off the self-loathing, the I can't do it mentality, the my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever doesn't want me to, and they're living their life this way, so I have to do it this way. I just see so much pain in that. And once again, I can't change that part of them either. And even talking to them, I understand where they're coming from, and I don't want to be right either. Once again, I don't want to be right. I just want to see change. And I know that it's not as easy as saying 1, 2, 3 and snapping your fingers. It comes very slowly. Real change comes slowly, and it's not going to be your instant gratification that, you might want to be used to, or that you are used to and that you just want right away. But anyways, here I am in my emotions. But as one of my friends always say, and what I was kind of saying earlier is, when you're sad and maybe you see a homeless person and you see potential in them, or you see the willingness to change, anything we can say and do might not help them. Just thinking about them and wishing them well and wishing them, giving them so much spirit and positive energy. Sometimes that's all we can do from afar. And that's very hard because you really want to be able to take somebody by the hand and say, this is what you do. Shout it from the mountaintops, the rooftops, and say, this is how you do it. Once again, I think cycles are very hard to be broken, and especially the ones that are stuck in your mind. So it's not easy, but it's worth it. And just to wrap it all up, every day is a new day. Every time you wake up, you have the potential to be whoever you want to be. And what you thought about yourself yesterday does not need to be true today. Who you loved yesterday, You might not love them today. What you said yesterday, you might not feel the same way about that today. And that is perfectly okay. You got this.